This guy's a Reader 6, so anyways, welcome there, Tough Bros. I think y'all got the point. Welcome to our first newest vlogs video. Whatever you say about is what you say about society. As always, I'll be cutting out the parts that are boring. You'll be seeing the parts when if I ever make enough footage for you all to watch that has me for like 5 to 10 minutes. In games like these, 5 to 10 minutes, but in games where it's like filled with action, probably like every 2-3 minutes. Worthwhile saying. Oh, I do want to make a really quick shot at the hatch real quick. I'm gonna do it as fast as possible. Roblox, second time, third time. It's the third ability. It's the hatch. Minecraft hates the hatch. And even Roblox YouTubers that I've seen that love Roblox a lot, Sketch also doesn't like the hatch.
Nice job. Point is, the whole fiasco is at least partially to blame for this negative like ratio, but that whole thing aside, this event seems to suck eggs. Before we get into this dumpster fire, one of my editors sent me some clips.
I can go all day about the hatch. He can go all day about the hatch. Same for Creekcraft. You don't need to see the rest of this. He'll show you an example. This is worse than what he'll show you in this video. He shows you the rest. You can watch the video in your own time. Link in the description, maybe?
To mentally prepare me, so let's get into it, folks. Liz says, hardest Roblox event ever made. You join Funky Friday, and then the egg is right there. So that's gonna be like most of the event.
I don't like the hatch. Short. Run background checks before you allow people to join the event, like really weird devs that they allowed into the event as a whole. Shouldn't have been done in the first place, but besides that, they should really fix on that. I think what I want to say is that number one, hobby is amazing. The hunt, credits to Atlas. Number two, stop allowing predators to be people that can manage their own events in the event. 3, why is it all based on gambling? It's straight up based on probability and gambling.
It's colorful. There's an awesome soundtrack that plays in the background. I have it muted right now. The hub is simply incredible. I love this. Unfortunately, that's about all I love. Because you see, how the event works is like this, right? You have an inventory full of eggs that you have to find. There's about 100 eggs and there's 10 categories. So 10 eggs per category, right?
You're gonna see this get worse. He's about to explain the entire system behind the eggs, and I want you to try to get your head wrapped around this concept.
How do you find the eggs? Well, in each category, or in each biome, I should say, there's going to be a little portal, and you just go into that portal, and it'll open up a screen with a bunch of different Roblox games. Now, apparently there's about 300 to 400 games in the event. I know Roblox was shooting for like 1,000, but I don't know what happened to the other 600, but there's about 300 to 400 games in the event here. And then what you do is pick a game, like Grumpy Granny Scary Obby. Sure, you click play, it'll teleport you to that game. And then all you got to do is look around the game and find the egg, the hidden egg. It's got to be around here somewhere. And then here we go right here. Here's the egg, right? This took about like 3 minutes of looking around the game. We got an egg, and then it'll pop up and be like, okay, let's go to the next game, and you can get another egg.
I was gonna let him do some of the explanation for how you get them. You do jump into many games, but soon you're gonna see the entire train system dilemma. And I think Sketch also says that most games here would just straight up waste your time just for playtime. You'll see this. You'll see what.
And then you spawn into the next game, and you basically just do that over and over and over and over again. And then you go back into the hub. It pops up with the eggs you got. You can go to your inventory and see. Let's see, darkness. So here's the egg I just got. I've got 3 out of 10 in that category, so now I got to go find more eggs. Now, here's the problem. Sometimes when you get an egg, you'll get a duplicate of an egg, as you can see right here. Which means if you don't randomly get lucky and get the exact egg that you need, well, guess what? You got to keep playing and playing and playing until you get lucky and get the exact egg that you need.
Embrace yourself. I'll show you what it starts, how it starts, and then I'll show you Sketch when he finishes his first egg and gains himself an egg accessory, and you're gonna see what I mean.
Or alternatively, you can go on over here to the egg merger machine, and you can actually merge enough of one egg type together to get another type of egg. Yeah, it's basically Pet Simulator. They turned egg hunt into Pet Simulator. They also have a trading area that you can trade eggs with people. So like if someone else has an egg that you need that you didn't get because you were unlucky or something, you can trade that egg with them and get a different egg. It's like I'm trading this mythic egg and they're giving me these 3 primal eggs. Fantastic. Let's do it. I don't know whose idea it was to turn a Roblox egg hunt into an RNG game or into Roblox Pet Simulator, but I hate it.
Now I'll show you Sketch's perspective and point of view, and then show you what happens whenever you do actually get as much X as you can possible, like to the level of completion. And you're gonna see how he is. You're gonna see how he is.
Oh my god, look at all the freaking eggs, dude. Okay, so you go through these portals, and then you can pick from one of the games in the portals, and then you get an egg. And that's the whole thing. You just do this like a million times. What? Of course, it's the troll lobby. That's why. Okay, now we actually have to find the egg. There it is. We did it. So all the different colored portals, they give you a whole slew of other games. And they're all very not the best games. All the really good games said that they weren't going to participate in the event. But they got horse life. Hey, they got horse life.
Guys, they got horse life. Cadets, they have horse life. You're gonna... My goodness gracious. Okay. I think this is the part where he'll start saying, yeah, straight up, these games will be wasting your time. I think most of the games in the entire event just straight up are like, they're there to take your play time and just get money. They're there to get money. He's gonna mention this, and then I'm gonna get to the last part. Yeah, I'm basically holding you back.
Hey, where's the freaking egg, man? I feel like the egg isn't even here. Some of these games just don't have the egg. They don't tell you where it is. They're not gonna show you. Dude, this is what I'm talking about. You know the event is top quality when you have Mega Obby 725 stages. The egg better be on stage 2. Is that it? It's actually on stage 2? Nope. That was a prank. How many eggs do I gotta break? Dude, they're just farming. They're farming playtime. Nobody actually wants to be here.
This is some of the more negative things that Sketch has ever said on the sort of videos that he'd make. Besides the AI bot thing, he tries to make it into like some playful thing. You know, you gotta love Sketch. He tries to stay positive, optimistic. But if you were to think about it, be in his seat, he had to play all these games just for this video. Just like me too. I would have done the same, but I saved myself from doing that because I'm not doing that. I'm not spending my time just to gain nothing out of a trash garbage event.
So you get all these stupid eggs, and you don't even actually get any UGC eggs, like little crappy ones that were just floating around your character. You gotta get 10 different of these eggs, and then you get one of those little crappy eggs you can put on your avatar. What? This game is so easy. Ooh, that's so easy, making these trades so easy. Do I have enough yet? Hold on, I got so many of these, dude. I hope I can use that. If I can't use that, I'm gonna be very upset. Oh, I could use that. I needed that, actually. I need one more comment. I don't understand. Every time you get an egg from one of these games, there's no saying what kind of egg it's going to be. It might be a duplicate of something you already got, so the only way to get all the eggs quickly is to trade with other players.
He's already blacked it out for me, so I mean, I don't have to. I was gonna black and white this screenshot of the video. Never mind. He did it for me. Anyways, you'll see what he means. Because he was a YouTuber, he has that sort of status, so people would obviously give you and trade you with you a bunch of eggs, all the things that you need, blah blah blah, yada yada. Not the same case for players
what
who
kind of egg it's going to be. It might be a duplicate of something you already got, so the only way to get all the eggs quickly is to trade with other players. Because I only needed one more egg, I thought maybe I could go to some different games and I'll just find the right egg eventually. That was a really dumb idea. I ended up wasting a bunch of time for no reason at all. But finally, I was able to get my egg. Fast K67 is saving me from myself. Thank you. Give it me. Wow. Wow, Roblox.
The fact that you need to trade with players to gain eggs and badges. Number 4, why are the items the very items that you win in the hatch? So small and so irregularly placed around the character that it makes no sense. Like, they didn't even try. Even the eggs have AI generated patterns on them. Roblox, come on. Come on. Let's see, you could have done this way back. And number bazillion 7. Roblox didn't subscribe to my YouTube channel, so that's kind of mid. I don't know. If you haven't subscribed to a YouTube channel, then I think you're kind of mid. Also, by the way, did you ever see me ever telling you to subscribe to this YouTube channel? No. By the time you're watching this video, this must be video over 110 something. I don't know exactly what that number is, but it's over 110 something. So if you haven't actually subscribed, that's a really bad thing. It's like free. Now, if you did subscribe, instead of telling me that that's a good thing, that's a bad thing. Because I think previously, the past 15 videos, I told you all to unsubscribe and send a dislike, which you all didn't do. You just instead, you gave me likes and then you subscribed to my YouTube channel. No idea what's wrong with you, but every time you keep doing the opposite thing, you're not doing what I'm telling you to. I'm telling you to dislike the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and by the way, in case anybody knows, I'm probably a bit sick, so if my voice really sucks, that's because I'm probably slightly dehydrated, but that's okay. Anyways, that's all I have to say. It absolutely makes no sense. Oh, and then he left. Okay, the Xbox guy left the server. I'm still finding the Seagull guy in this. You've already seen the rebirth time lapses that I've been doing. They're not time lapses. You can call them gameplays. Straight up just gameplays. It's just me rebirthing like on really quick speeds and then just, yeah, and that's it. That's all it is. I think it's like 1 hour, 2 hours. It took me like 2 hours just to get to this one specific point. I didn't even cut the video. You won't hear the voice in there because straight up you can't go around recording videos these days 1 hour, 2 hours without some sort of noise popping in that you don't want in the video. So in case everyone wants to know why those are muted, why you don't hear my voice, is because you can't just go around 1 hour, 2 hours. Again, you're going to record with no interruption. That's impossible. Get to that here. Alright, and it's on the 3rd channel. So you should probably visit that channel. The channel has some like, very cool stuff. Actually, I think I'm doing something with 67 soon, and then something with cadet really soon. So I'll leave that for future me to figure out on his own. He's gonna know what to do with cadet, politics, science, the Roblox scene at the moment, and the VTuberism scene at the moment. He knows exactly what to do. And since I'm probably talking to future me, you should probably follow up with some really good videos about altruism, but who wants to hear somebody talk about that these days? Then you first can hear them clashing. You're not consistent. Well, I've been posting every other day, so damn, I was gonna talk about some hate comments, but I'm like, that's another video. In case anybody wants to know where they are, just search up any video that has no Roblox in it, and then that's where you find the most hate comments. Over to my 3rd channel and you'll straight up find anything over there. In the 2nd channel, you're gonna find a lot of people praising me, which is ironic because on my 1st channel, I get treated like half and half. But when it's like the 2nd channel giving like, hey, I love your videos, so I'm like, oh, thank you. Even that's not even my official channels. I mean, the bows I'm getting are really good, but they're not even. I had a fire shot bow previously, so straight up, I think it's just like this. Well, the editing for this one's gonna be really cracked, isn't it? Okay, if I swung once, they would have killed me right there. That was going to be a really bad idea if I did it. These games are really autonomous, so the only thing I can do is either I find some way to make use of the sound and the sound effects going around all the place make it sound really occupied, but whenever there's like nothing really much to talk about, or maybe I've already summarized at some point, it's gonna be really hard to. But Viz, didn't you say you're an improviser? Yes, exactly. I am improvising on the spot right now. If you haven't read MN7, you probably should, because by the time MN7 hits pages like 200s to the 300s, you're going to probably be lost and go, Viz, what the fuck are you talking about? Link in the description to the actual link. If you go to the Discord server, also link in the description, you'll probably find a link for MN7, because unfortunately these days there's people going around saying, hey Viz, can I copy paste everything? Yes. You should probably copy paste all of my story and put it in AI to see what it can take. AI is not gonna follow. AI is gonna probably crash. It's probably gonna crash just trying to scan and understand MN7, which I've actually tried, by the way, if you wanna know. You're gonna go, what did you do? So basically, I inputted like around hundreds of paragraphs of text, and the AI went, more accurately, the AI said, error 404 or something. It just straight up crashed. If you ever want to put M7 to ChatGPT, not a good idea. Even if you have like the premium service, not a good idea. It's a really bad idea. If you want to get into the logics for the alien races really soon, once I'm able to finish such document, the alien races document and the Pulses explained document, once I finish all that, I'll probably be able to understand them much more better with such a solid piece of literature. Besides me, I want to try track into getting into really cool stuff. I did make some AI paper on AI recently. It's an article which you can check. It's in my Discord server as well. If you go into the Discord server, you're gonna find more than just that too, like artworks and a community. Now, if the community isn't active, it's because for some reason my cadets currently are sort of procrastinating the moment. If you're going this, don't we all want to have a break these days? Yes, totally understandable. It's totally understandable that you need a break. Taking a break for 3 months doesn't seem like a break to me. If you're considering that most of my cadets were begin recently. If you guys feel like you're not feeling that the server's awake, you are totally right. Just cadets pop in every few weeks and then every few days or so, besides some people in my YouTube comments. So if the cadets are popping in and doing their job, you just at least know that they're probably procrastinating or being very lazy, because I'm a person who normally has to do something at every some point. My uploads aren't gonna last for a long time, so since we're hitting around July 10 and I have to make new uploads and new videos, that's just the point where I need to go, okay, my videos that are scheduled ahead of time are running out. Now I need to make more videos, because they post every other day, meaning every other day I have a day lost ahead of time. And if I don't record and I don't finish editing, which takes me normally an hour or two, and I'm screwed. I'm screwed. My channel's gonna be like silent again, because I gave you guys like around, well, cadets, I gave you cadets around of silence before, and I don't like that. I hate doing that because it happened way too much recently. I gave you an album to substitute for all those days gone, because an album can be played for 10 years, so I think it's the 22nd album currently. If you want to say album, probably like around almost the 20th album made. Maybe. I'm gonna check that actually soon. Maybe. Probably not. I'm focused more on the writing aspects these days, because I've been allowed to do long-term projects on the side because of the videos that I've already planned ahead of time. I've done weeks back. So in case anyone wants to know, yes, so most of the recordings that you'll see posted on the channel are just weeks old, and that's just what I'm working with to make the channel sort of automated but not unnatural in some way, because you still get stuff on the Discord and YouTube and Spotify coming in, because I'm dealing with Lander. Lander has been really prickling, but it's fine enough for me to handle manage by, because while I'm not micromanaging, it's more like the thing I just mentioned earlier about improvising, where like people said, hey Viz, didn't you say you could literally talk about anything without any sort of thing to talk about? No. Not all of that. What I'm talking about is improvising on the spot to make something to talk about on a video, which is really easy for me to do, because simply I do things normally every other day. Like the thing is about politics, I can go, hey, did you watch Hank Green the other day talk about these really great charts recently on the news that were passed, you know, related to the big beautiful bill and such and so? Well, if you saw that video, you would see him slowly losing his mind, just going, this is the worst piece of legislation ever written in modern history, in the history of American history. And if you want more on that, you can go search on Art Talk, really great channel. It's a science channel. A very great video I could probably recommend is the video recently posted. By the time when I was recording this video, Bill Nye came up on the news talking about the cuts to NASA, and he tried to stay away from politics, which is the thing he has to do so he can stay apolitical. Boy, it felt so wrong seeing Bill Nye having to go up there saying, hey, do you know about the Constitution? Do you know the Constitution still exists? Article 1, Section 8. Do we still remember that science is the thing that normally runs our country, and without it, would probably go back over to the 1970s immediately by the time this happens? Do you know about the floods in Texas? This might give away when this video was made, because by the time you see this posted, you're gonna go, Texas floods? Didn't that happen like weeks ago? Yes. Over 100 people died because of the cuts Donald Trump put on science and research and National Weather Service research. Wait a second, is this song very loud right now? On the research basically is cut. Now you're gonna go, okay, what did he cut? NOA is the, well, as the name says, you should know the abbreviations by now. NOA. And the NOA is like some of the very people based on making sure that whenever a natural disaster event happens, always prepared ahead of time on what to do. And unfortunately, with cuts that went to the NOA, people, like, basically, to explain it in short, is people, alright, you're expecting a hurricane. What do you go to first when you need to look up sources and information on what to do during a hurricane, so your family and yourself could survive? Even if you didn't have a family, maybe your dog, like facts about like where you should put your dog during a hurricane, where you should drive, what you should look around for, what sources and emergency hotlines you can reach. Well, the NOA is there exactly for that. Like FEMA, NOA is one of the major ones. Same for NASA. Based on their research, they can help you at least prevent as much death and as much things as possible. Like say accidents that can happen that could have been avoided. Only people did the science and they say, hey, you know what's up? There's a large flood coming in. People will look for it and go, oh, if they're like sketchy, they can. The NOA is there to go, hey, here are the facts. Nothing really bad's gonna happen. Guys, do this, prepare, pack it up, ready, safe, right? Donald Trump cut that basically. And if you want to go what exactly he cut up, is basically if you're gonna call for help in Texas, most chances you're probably not gonna get the help when they call for it. You're probably not gonna get it. Why? Because he basically fired at least 20 to 30% of the NOA everywhere. And Texas is one of the larger, more conservative states that believe in lies rather than science. And recently, Texas has been so bad at managing their own government that people straight up left and right are just complaining and bitching about like how bad Texas is. And unfortunately, Texas has a huge conservative crowd because Texas is straight up a Republican state, so they can't. Unfortunate for you guys have to, in Texas, suffer the votes of people, really stupid people taking over if you go in. But so the calling for help thing is just gone. Basically, that's it. The some Republicans like, that's nothing because they've been scamming us. The NOA straight up is a apolitical service that has nothing to do with left or right. Their job is to save you. They not only are the emergency responders, they're also the national weather, like the national weather people you see on TV. Great concept and video explaining this in better detail would be the very unfortunate broadcast that was made recently where the news guy who's been at it for quite a long time, when he was around since Dorian.
Listen, I've been on this, since 8 o'clock this morning on social media, and there is a lot of anxiety out there because you don't see it turning, right? When is it going to turn? John, it's not turning. It's coming straight to us. It's going to turn. All right. The turn was never forecast to be on Sunday. Turn isn't even on Monday morning. The turn will come Monday afternoon, Monday evening, into Tuesday. Remember that? That was about 6 years ago. That was Hurricane Dorian, as it was absolutely devastating the northwest Bahamas as a Category 5, sat over that region for 2 days. It was headed straight west. Lots of people in Florida were concerned the hurricane was heading here. And as you've grown accustomed to my presentations over my 34 years in South Florida newscasts, confidently, I went on TV and I told you, it's going to turn. You don't need to worry. It is going to turn. And I am here to tell you that I am not sure I can do that this year because of the cuts, the gutting, the sledgehammer attack on science in general, and I could talk about that for a long time.
You can see the issue to how much the cuts are going to very affect the very infrastructure of how we predict weather patterns and other sorts of things like emergency protocol, tests that people executed with much more accuracy will not be as accurate as it was now these days. And with these cuts, he's going to say with better detail than I do. It's a lot. It's not just self-learning, but he's very well educated on these sorts of things, and he literally works. His job is about the weather. And with the cuts, you can see that in his own voice, you can easily tell that he has some sort of chumble in his voice going, damn it, I think I'll be able to help like I did back then, because with the lack of funds to research, and the more that they do this, you'll see where this will lead, and there's going to be lots of deaths that could have been prevented if it only was taken seriously, but not under this current administration. And
how that is affecting the U.S. Leadership in science over many years, and how we're losing that leadership, and this is a multi-generational impact on science in this country. All right, but specifically, let's talk about the federal government cuts to the National Weather Service and to NOAA. Did you know that Central and South Florida National Weather Service offices are currently basically 20 to 40% understaffed? From Tampa to Key West, including the Miami office, 20 to 40% understaffed. Now, this type of staffing shortage is having impacts across the nation because there's been a nearly 20% reduction in weather balloon launches that carry those radiosondes. And what we're starting to see is that the quality of the forecasts is becoming degraded. There's also a chance, because of some of these cuts, that NOAA Hurricane Hunter aircraft will not be able to fly this year, and with less reconnaissance missions, we may be flying blind. And we may not exactly know how strong a hurricane is before it reaches the coastline, like happened a couple of years ago in Hurricane Otis in Acapulco, Mexico. So I was asked to talk about this today. I'm glad I was. I just want you to know that what you need to do is call your representatives and make sure that these cuts are stopped.
To make it simple for people who have less than an IQ of 110, because that's what most of you are now these days are watching the channel. Science is there to make sure you die less, and science is there to make sure that this is for you people that are more stupid, because some of you probably don't even remember anything you were taught in school because you're really lazy and awful creatures. But for example, in schools they had to make sure that if you practice religion, you keep it to yourself. Like a teacher shouldn't be forcing you to practice their tradition or their religion. Freedom of religion, but you have freedom to not be in religion. You can't just be forced to do religion. That's a simulation, and we already know where that goes when we do the opposite, where we stop people from doing the religion. We know how that would. Think about it. Full-scale animations. If this channel can straight up get the watch time hours that it needs, by the time I get monetized, there's gonna be coming in. Just think about it. For those who you go, where are my subscriptions going? To be completely transparent, if this channel ever gets to the day where I can sustain such a level of project, like making animations, for example, maybe myself, maybe people I know, you're gonna see animations. You're gonna see uploads. You're gonna see stories. Me probably having an editor so I can finally talk without having something on the spot every so, and then the editor would just like, hey, Viz, what do you want me to keep in? You're gonna see me making merch. The merchants go, would you just do everything every other YouTuber does? Well, my merch is a little more different than most YouTuber merch. You're gonna see that the merch is directly related to my stories, music, and art. So you're gonna see that too. Oh, by the way, not only the animations, because I'm able to afford them, say my channel decides to actually pull off pretty well, I'm gonna be setting up crews, people starting an entire business with a lot of smart people that want to actually dedicate their time to try to start something really huge. M7 on its own is probably really stupid to tackle on alone if you try to animate all of MS7. That's ridiculously impossible. But if the channel pulls off and then I do the merchandise, I slowly build it up, music streams go on, because I have everything. I already have anything that I need to like promote on. I just need numbers to start coming in. I absolutely don't need anything else. I have everything I need. All I need is just a huge investment so that I can use that investment in animations, crews, merchandise, promotions, and the sponsors will be myself, because it's really fishy taking on sponsors these days as a YouTuber. You want to be careful with what you do, because it's sponsors that take advantage of content creators, pay them like fraction of what they'll earn back from the video. So very careful on that. And one day I also, if I get much enough, I'd hope not have to take a sponsor ever on my channel that is a really fishy, terrible, really bad, and really scummy sponsor. I just want it to be like, maybe if it is a sponsor somehow, like that's not my own, a sponsor like a best friend of mine, right? And it'll pull this thing. I just noticed I have like 2.7 million. This in case anyone wants to know. Full transparency, what I'd probably do, I'd probably increase the size of the server. There's no staff. The Discord would probably be the same, because this is my issue with some VTubers around lately. Because I support VTubers with like a high degree, it doesn't mean that I'm never going to criticize VTubers. People that staff their moderators in their Twitch chat, or staff their Discord moderators. This is probably a short answer. Don't do that. I absolutely disagree with the entire concept of staffing Discord moderators and Twitch moderators and YouTube moderators as well. I absolutely disagree with such a method. Why? Especially in the VTuber field. This is my issue. Currently, there is a lot of misinformation on the internet, right? Sometimes that misinformation could be in forms of people. So let me remind you of the fact why we have systems of society where we make sure at least there's some form of hierarchy in the intelligence scale part of society. Sometimes moderators in Twitch and Discord and YouTube aren't exactly the most educated people and not the exactly most compassionate people. I've had VTubers straight up hire moderators that would go on power trips saying, "Hey, you are breaking my reality. You're not doing what my VTuber is saying you to do. You are breaking my illusion. I will ban you." Yes. Simps. Straight up simps. This is exactly how VTuber moderators on Discord are. There is a 70% chance the moderator in Discord, and you know what's very embarrassing about this? I'm calling them Discord moderator. You know what Discord moderators are perceived as? They're ugly people with a fedora, like Redditors. Their cousins, the Redditors, those Reddit moderators. My Discord is not that system. You can go, why did you have to go through this entire thing about VTubers and Discord and YouTube and Twitch? Because it's related to my channel. When you invest into this channel, a Discord server is never gonna have a system where we have Discord moderators doing moderation, because it's unreliable. There are chances these people will lie above their background just to be hired in such a high position, just so they can execute their ego and execute their pride on such unhealthy levels of scale that will make me liable for a bad impression. The channel is about giving power to everybody and making them as equal as relatively possible without making it the responsibility of just a few, right? Like, what if someday, like, for some reason my Discord moderator, if I called him Discord moderators, by the way, I don't call them Discord moderators, I call them Liviuses instead of Discord moderators, because Discord moderators is such a taboo concept, entire video of its own. If suddenly my Discord moderators was like, you know what, I'm gonna ban and kick a bunch of people for no reason because I'm on drugs and I'm really depressed and sad. There's an example of the Discord moderator decided to be that way some one random day. And they go, "Hey, you're calling Visuet these mean names. I'm gonna kick you off the server for absolutely no reason." This is the issue with Discord moderators. They do not put thought at all. So this is why in my server there's no kicking and there's no banning. I will be doing the one kicking and banning. If there's a kicking, I will know. I will know who kicked. I will know who got kicked. I will know when it happened. I'm gonna always check. So it's always up to me to go, but this is like, isn't that like a one leader system? Yeah, unfortunately, because I can't trust a bunch of uneducated people to handle such a mental job. One another thing about the mentioning about VTuber moderators for Twitch, YouTube, and Discord. These people straight up have absolutely no idea what's like, they have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. Sometimes they will go on full paragraph saying, "Hey, you didn't follow the rule." Just because I, for some reason, broke one of their rules, right? Rules were actually written by the moderators, not the VTuber. The moderators did the, not the VTuber. The moderators can straight up ban you, delete all your messages when they ban you, because there's an option to. You can delete everybody's messages, optionally on Discord if you ban them, and they can just hide up. They can just like tidy up all the mess they made the controversial mess just to look like they're cool in front of their VTuber. I'm gonna be direct. Just to impress their girlfriend VTuber because they're parasocially attached to their VTuber streamer, which is, just so you know, most VTubers are females. Wow, that's news. They're all mostly females. Because people assume that they're men, old, ugly men with cute anime girl avatars. No, they're actually majorly female. I'm an example of that. I exactly know what they are. And unfortunately, when there's such a high feminine prowess, these male Discord moderators and male YouTube moderators and male Twitch moderators get really up in the air with their head and ego, and then they start doing really irrational things. And because they're given such power, they can hide it, delete it, sweep it under the rug like never anything happened. If you're gonna go this, why are you so specific? Because it happened multiple times before to me. You're gonna go this, then why can't you just leave it alone? If leaving it alone is the thing that we need to do, why is more of it coming up? Why is this issue getting bigger if we just leave it alone? Because we're leaving it alone. There has to be a system to apprehend such behavior, which is what I'm trying to promote. So which is what my channel is also trying to promote. If this channel was ever, like, say, gaining actual traction and doing the numbers it's supposed to be doing, I'll be making sure to advocate for like more mature systems of election based on who I add to the roster, which is a fancy way of saying people I want to be friends with that are not going to be irrational and more emotionally mature people who would know exactly what to do, the least amount of bias possible. Because I'm trying to make sure everything is friendly, because if you talk about, say, politics these days, politics is as simple as possible if you just think about it subjectively. People are being harmed by the laws and bills that you're passing. Democrats can be dealing the damage to. Republicans can be dealing damage. The center could be dealing damage. All what I'm trying to promote is that people have critical thinking, have rational discussion, not passing the idea that we should allow ridiculous behavior to be promoted and just straight up rogue. And we apprehend such people and inform them that, hey, you're being a bastard, you're being a jerk, don't do this. And again, I've already told you the side effects of allowing it to happen. It will grow bigger. There will be a promotion for lack of intelligence, and then a promotion for lack of intelligence being in higher up ranks where there's an administration, because people always complain on the internet saying, hey, government is like people on Discord, Reddit, and Twitch and YouTube moderators. It's like exactly that, because they're so unfair. And whenever you try to talk against it, they will hide and then shove it on the rug and hide all evidence of such happening, which is why it's really essential to record everything. Really great way to transition into like what's currently happening in the political scene and the science scene. Currently, it is essential to record everything because there is a lot of police brutality going around, and there's some really unfair immigration cases going up because of the Trump administration. And if you go, you're big on leftist because didn't you just say about talking about politics? If it's like you should make that more subjective. Yes, and you know what Trump is doing? Harming people. Here you go. Well, why don't you say that about Democrats? Sure. There's at least around 13 Democrats currently that are doing harm to their people by signing really restrictive and unfair bills into law. And I could probably name them. And you're going, but that means that you just don't like politics. No, shh. I just said if they're doing the worst for the people, they are doing the worst for the people. Zip it. Snap your mouth. Think logically. If they're doing worse for the people, probably don't vote for that thing. Probably don't vote for them. Probably. And you go, but then what's bad then, Viz? That's why I need to promote this. If you do your research, and another way, if you want to hear a friendly version of that, if you search up what you don't know, maybe so, you might be voting for the right things. And it's like, if you notice, currently Republicans aren't exactly passing off laws and bills. Mostly, statistically, they're the ones passing the wrong and the very terrible, like the terrible, bad stuff for my people who have less than 110 IQ on this channel. They're passing the bad guy stuff. They're like the evil guys. Not all of them. There are great Republicans too, but unfortunately, most of the Republican Party is tainted by some really bad faces. Remember, they're humans too. Unfortunately, it's like the same thing about science and knowledge to this day, is that there's is very small minority of people, or this high majority of people, that always falsely represent what something is. A great transition to Roblox currently right now. The pedophile problem on Roblox. You wanna know how many there are? Thousands. You wanna know how much portion of that of Roblox is? Less than 0.01% of Roblox. You wanna know what Roblox YouTubers are being currently perceived as? Pedophiles. For that very small percentage that's less than 0.01% of Roblox as a whole. Even 0.00001%. Why? Roblox YouTubers, just like I do, when it's about sponsors, investors get really scared about these sort of problems. Roblox currently doesn't want to address these problems. What problems you're talking about is the pedophile problem. It's minor, very small, a small percentage, but just enough to make us care. Problem. Roblox doesn't want to tell investors that they are ignoring this problem. Why? Roblox cares about money. They don't care. These things go on. Why? Because Roblox is inactive, not enforcing it, they're hiding it, and they'd rather announce it in their private Discord servers out there, which you could publicly find screenshots of, where they announce, hey, guys, we're dealing with the pedophile. We're doing as much as possible. That's how loud they sound. They don't even bring it up in the public, which they've done only just until now, when they banned Teddy, which was a drug creep, preyed on children. Who wouldn't report or expose something like that? Anybody will expose them, rightfully. Roblox? No. They aren't. They aren't even trying. Rubinson, but go search up their channels. They will have everything down to the recorded details, to the smallest details on how this all goes. All the rings, connections, groups, references, and operations and arrests that they have made. And JDon as well, which you could also look for sources on that, catching a bunch of PDF files out there. You can look at that and you're going to see how negligent Roblox is. And because of that, investors are not going to come up to people like me, sponsorships, because they're scared of being dragged into a situation like that. Because, for example, Creecraft was denied so many sponsorships from different sorts of businesses that he's not going to legally name, because they were so scared that he was going to be attracting a specific crowd, a really small crowd that will taint their name as a business. And because such, Roblox YouTubers currently are being tainted with the reputation that Roblox YouTubers that are successful are pedophiles. We're not even near related to those types of people, but we're getting wrapped into those people. Business-wise, we're getting attached to some really bad factors, really small factors. And those are the misrepresentations of people as a whole, which is where I get at it with politics, science, knowledge, music, art, and literature as a whole. There's always this one specific, even if it's a majority or minority, it's always those find any sort of reason to make sure that something goes the worst for some specific other group, which is unfortunately what's really common in this world, which is why I mentioned the Discord stuff and why I mentioned you investing in this channel. Because if I can discuss about this rationally to this day, and I'm only 20 years old and I've been doing it for years to this day, rationally discussing the logics behind all of these for years, which, by the way, you're probably going, I don't know what you're talking about this. What do you mean by years? I've been at this for 7 years. Publicly and mainly, I've been practicing psychology, sociology, environmental sciences. I've been practicing math in my works. I've been practicing lots of research in the work that I do since I was 7. And I've seen the world change in such ways. And when I don't follow with something in that year, I'll follow it up years later. If so it happens that I need to research it years later, right? Which is why consistent about making sure people are more educated with their responses, with the stuff that they digest and consume, because there are some really bad factors out there, which is why I brought the misinformation issue and the social dilemma issue and the altruism issue and the pathology issue with administration and social administration, because there's just a lot of issues, and these are very common now. The current rise of hate speech on the internet because of who, which I don't have to repeat the name of, with this freedom of hate speech getting so much more accepted because of the current administration's rules and the way he's making and bending the knees of social media CEOs. By the way, he's successfully making lots of social media CEOs bend the knee, allow such hate speech to go on. Hate speech could be in the forms of misinformation too, if you didn't know. And with that being in hand, people are more likely to express themselves much more honestly, but also much more violently and much more vigorously in really uncomfortable ways that make it much a reason why we have to actually complain as people, educated people, mainly the people who are like smart asses, if you want to get that out of the way more shortly, that we have to actually go up on stage or go up on video with like nothing to do with our video and then say, hey, that's wrong, that's wrong. Why? The fact that we have to go up on video saying remember the freedom of speech is not a good thing. You wanna know how bad that is? You wanna know the last time when we talked about freedom of speech? The 1970s. You wanna know how bad the cuts to Nazi are? They're as comparable as the stuff from the 1960s. You know what the 1960s were filled? The space race. We landed on the moon. This was before landing on the moon. You know how stupid that sounds? Yeah, it's really stupid. So does that sound really stupid? NASA being cut, people being unnecessarily fired for absolutely no reason. Alright. Again, promotion of stupidity, promotion of cowardism, promotion of misinformation, promotion of hate speech, promotion of irrational discussion, promotion of rational decision taking is being a bad thing. In the promotion, we should promote really bad factors and say that we should just leave it alone and leave it be. The promotion of ignorance, the promotion of impotence, and promotion of so many other things I could list, like incompetency in business, incompetency that can go about all day, because unfortunately we promote such. What do you think happens next? Authoritarianism. The guy has his demolitionist to like 130, and that's making me like be a little aware. Balloon probably should be a little 100 by now. And spearsman, nah. Knight, just nah. I think I should probably focus on the archers. The archers have the best bet, because they do the most like retaliatory. I gave it. I don't like uneven numbers. 108. It's not a perfect 10. It's not perfect 10th. I'm gonna wait for that. See, I'm gonna upgrade this to like a level 130 at some point. I'm gonna wait and save for like, I don't know, 500 fronting gold coins. 500,000 gold coins is like not attainable unless I play for like another 13 minutes, but that's what this video is about. I'm gonna play that. I'm probably gonna play for that long. Alright. I'm just gonna give it 2 upgrades. Never mind. Probably 2 more upgrades. Actually, let me make sure I update my sticky notes, because I actually have to record this. 110. General's 130. This is 130. 100. 130. The balloon's 100 now. Shieldsman 130. 75. Actually, that's probably the end of the video. You don't need to see this. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a subscription, leave a like down below, make this video go anywhere else. Anywhere else. Besides that, that'll be it. Alright.